guys, William Saunders here, and I'm going to give you guys a update on the Slingshot over like the last 2 months. I do believe I did the one for December, but wasn't able to make the one for January or February, and it's like mid-March here, so I just wanted to kind of give you guys a update on everything and to go over some of the questions that you guys have been inboxing me personally, some that I've read through the emails and everything of that sort. Okay, so for starters, guys, the Slingshot EA is a auto trading EA, okay, from my personal trading schedule. This is not something that was developed just for the simple fact that we can charge a subscription base. This is something that I've used for nearly 18 months now, and it was just my personal trading schedule that I've taught my expert students. All right, so I got this into a automation for the simple fact that I am the CEO of PMA, so I spend about 40 to 50 hours a week doing office work, while on the other hand my trading is anywhere from 10 to 30 hours a week, and sometimes depending on how busy I am with my family, I probably only get about 5 to 8 hours a week within trading time. Okay, so what I like to do is to primarily stick with trades that are really time based, all right, or something that can be automated, such as this. So that's more of the route that I'm going, is that I'm taking all of my trading schedules that I have. I got right around maybe 21 just for like forex and futures. If we include binaries, upwards of like 52. So I'm pretty much just automating them all so that I can have them working all around the clock for me. And pretty much, the first group of betas that we're doing with the Slingshot, that is going to be more of the hands-on experience, whether we're going to share it with the public or share the other ones with the other students that we have within the community. Okay, now the Slingshot EA is not traditionally known for just massive daily profits. It's known for more of all of the profits that is available within the market depending on how large your capital is. Okay, so most, let's say, trading algorithms and trading techniques with a few $1 million, you can have a nice consistent flow of income. But once you start to drop it down to a few 100,000 and even a few thousand, it becomes a little bit more challenging to have something that is going to be relatively consistent with its gains. Okay, so when you have something of this sort, where we drop it down to a few hundred that you can actually start with, and you can start to see some consistent growth, then you're kind of dealing with a whole nother playing field when it comes to the numbers. So the Slingshot is really more for anyone that has a small account, but of course the larger the better. And once again, we do have certain things known as the step sequence and the money management formula that you guys still need to follow. Okay, so the biggest concern that I've read and gotten feedback from was during the cleaning phases in regards to the drawdowns. All right, so you guys got to keep in mind that the money management formula is set that way so that you guys can actually manage the drawdowns. All right, so no matter what the market is actually doing, you guys can still control that by adjusting your lot size or by adjusting your reserves. But keep in mind, this is not error. This is just the way that the Slingshot actually works, and that's because it depends solely upon a money management factor. So if you're limited upon trading capital, then you have to work with those two aspects. But as you begin to add more trading capital, then you could kind of expand the ranges of the market, which would give you a lot more opportunity when seeking daily profits. Okay, the other thing you guys need to keep in mind is that the Slingshot, within an annual time, we gain anywhere from 30% upwards of 3,000% depending on your step sequence. Okay, so if you take a look at this first account here, this account was actually started with $125, 100% bonus. As we can see, it credited $251 in the account. Now, over the last 3 months, this account has grown 81.35%. Okay, so we can say that it can actually fluctuate for the remaining of the year, bouncing from 100% down to 80%, or even climbing a little bit higher. But one thing that we know for the most part is that this is going to stay above 30% through the remaining of the year. So it could eventually climb up a lot higher, but once again, that depends upon the market and your actual capital size with that specific server or anchor. So dating back since November 6th, we actually started this account during the election campaigns. This account has gained 238%, but once again, if you minus the 100% matching bonus, then we can actually see that this account has gained a lot more than that. Okay, so you're talking about an account from $125 all the way up into $700 after you include the profit. All right, so if you guys are looking to have custom servers, then that's perfectly fine. You guys just need to have the recommended amount of capital, and this way you guys can actually still maintain a set amount of daily profits. Okay, now if our cleaning phases go out too long and it's like abnormal and it goes into a different range, then we will open up another set of servers, and we're going to show you guys in just a minute. So we started with A servers, and then the phase just went out like 2 times the size, and it just started to create its own new channels. So we started working with B servers to speed up some of that time, so you guys are not just sitting waiting for A servers to actually collect all of its profits. You guys will also keep in mind that even though our accounts may reflect 100% win ratio, you guys will not be able to copy a 100% win rate for the simple fact of broker latency. Okay, there's also swap charges that will count against your gain, so will show up as a loss as well, which I will show you guys an example with server A3. Okay, so when we started this account, we were actually using a step 1 average PTL. Okay, now we actually moved it just recently, right around a couple weeks ago, to a step 1 average SNR. So if you guys come down and take a look, so far we've taken right around 6,005 pips. Okay, once again, $125 deposit, $125 matching bonus, so profit is right now $588. So far in March, we are up with this account 8.42%, February 20%, January 21%, let's see, December 16%, November 83%. So it's a really good time during November for the election. Now, as we can see, last year with this account, 113%. So far for this year, about 58%. Now, as we come down here, you're going to see that pretty much total trades taken, 267. This has still maintained its 100% win rate over the course of 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 months right now. All right, but once again, it's not about the win rate per se, because all of the accounts will not match 100%, but you guys should darn well see 99% and no less once you're actually following the correct money management. Okay, and as we come down, it has its probability of loss and everything of that sort, just based on its own factor. And we can take a look at the server A1. As you can see, server A1 cleared 1,200 pips. Its profit is $111, and this is using a extremely very conservative, okay, step 1 buffer PTL 12, so that's very conservative. So let's take a look. As you can see, December 7%, and January is actually 3%. The trades just cleared out for February and March, so those will be reflecting shortly. You guys just got to actually come back and check in probably about a week or so, and that should update there. So last time was actually 9 hours ago, which just means that they actually need to reset the server so that I can reflect an update. So right now, currently 64 trades, 100% win rate, and they don't have anything for the probability there. Server A2, so a little bit stronger, 2,528 pips. As we come down, we can see that this is just a step 2 buffer PTL, so it's very conservative, not as much as the other one. 12% for December, January 2%, and that's going to update as well. So come back and take a look at that. So far 130 trades and 100% win rate. You guys can just take a look at the stats there. So best trade is $4 and worst is $1.60. That's probably more than likely due to swap or a early close, which was manual, more than likely, okay? All right, so server A3 is one of the accounts that's actually starting to reflect with the swap charges. As we can see, 7,707 pips. Once you actually come down here, you can actually see December was 41% gain, January is 54, February 59%, and March is actually down due to the swap charges. All right, and even with that being said, 390 trades, 384 was in profit, 6 of them was out of profit for the simple fact of swap charges. So still it's going to be relatively 99%. All right. Now, traditionally, our swap charges are going to be great, but we actually had a few trades that was held open a lot longer than usual. In fact, it was actually 2 to 3 times longer than our usual. And let's see, we should have an average trade duration here. As you can see, 40 hours is the average trade, so we have one that was a lot longer than that, and it still has the probabilities. But let's go ahead and take a look at the history here, so you guys can actually see what is actually going on. So that's lot size, and as we can see, pips, profit is $10, so swap set amount. But let's start getting into right here. So swap charge just eats up all of that. Okay, here's another swap charge that just cleared out all of that, and we have right around 6 of them. See, here's another one. Okay, so that's all it made and took that for the swap charge. Another one, and we have another one there, and another one here. Okay, so those are going to be the swap charges, and that's the reason why you won't see another one like that. We already counted the 6 right there, and we can just go through, and these are just traditionally normal. Even as not so bad, we're still up in profit. So that's the reason why we are actually down for 6 losses. But some of the other accounts that are connected, so like the beta accounts, they may have some losses due to the simple fact of broker latency. So we may get in a trade and then it's going to probably show up a little bit later for them, or maybe we take an exit and just, some things happen, but don't fuss or fight too much, guys. You still should be right around 99% to say the least, okay? So here's the B1s that we actually started opening up, for the simple fact that those other servers were held up during the cleaning phase, so we wanted you guys to still get a flow of profit coming on, especially once the ranges kind of channel out into its another zone. And as long as we have a certain set of market coverage, we can continue to open them up until it's kind of covered. So, our average server would cover, let's say, a range of 300 pips, and that would probably be something of like A3, okay? So we got 300 picks between the 1 to 300 level, and then let's say the B3 is 300 pips between the 300 to 600 level. All right, so that's kind of like what we're doing. But then you have, the other portion, let's say a 600 to 900 level. So if the market move out of those ranges and these other two are, pretty much busy with its own trade, then we open up C servers, or sometimes it'll be from 1 to 300 with A's, or 6 to 900, but we're waiting for 3 to 600 to actually meet together and they can actually get trades. Now, if they don't, then we can throw, let's say, a C server between 3 to 600, which would pretty much cover right around 900 pips of the market without you guys needing to have a large amount of capital. Okay, so you guys will be able to just adjust to different servers and take profit during different areas of the market. Especially when you guys have like the multiple accounts, I do believe that'll work very great. So if you guys have like the 3 account package, then you can do like a B3, a A3, and a C3, okay? Or a 5 account. You guys can just pretty much, in that way, you're gonna have capital that's really always going around, and as long as you're following the money management sequence, then you guys are going to be perfectly fine, okay? And you would be essentially leveraging the best part of the markets, because you can cover with 3 separate accounts and 3 grand with 900 pips, compared to you needing to come in with something, let's say 13 to 20,000, that is needed to cover something of like 900 pips. All right, so you guys got to keep in mind, you got a ton of control even though the servers is still placing trades. Now if we take a look here, so far with B1, we can actually see that last month we got it started. It's done 15%, and right now the B server is actually doing a cleaning phase, and that's why you see this gap distance between the growth and equity. Okay, so this doesn't mean that the account balance, this is your actual equity there. So we have some trades that's currently open, and the drawdown is actually 14%. But guess what? We actually want that drawdown to be 14%. If we want to actually lower it, we can lower it. If we want it to go higher, we can make it go higher. What we're paying attention to is the actual profit that we can see from February 23rd all the way up until March the 13th. Okay, so after a certain amount of time, then we're going to look into that and take a look and see exactly what's going on. If we need to open up another set of servers, because we're really trying to keep the flow going for our beta testers. And the only way of doing that is by actually increasing the trade limits on each server, or by opening up another set of servers on a different gap of the market, okay? But so far, B1 has taken 60 trades. So you can see maintain 100%. Here is B2, 2,340, and this is going to be right around 14%. And this is a step 10 average SNR, so it's a little bit more of a higher lot size, but the control is pretty much, you know, near the same. So 10% drawdown, 117 trades, still maintaining its 100% win ratio. And as we can go take a look at server B3, we can see that this has gotten a little over 3,000 pips, and we have a step 7 buffer SNR. So far the gain is 4% gain. Drawdown is right around 6%, okay? And this has taken 154 trades, and still it's maintaining its 100% win ratio. All right, there is no probability of loss just yet. It usually happens right after about a month or so. They want a little bit more data, okay? So once again, these other servers, let's say A2 and A3, I believe they're actually going to update once this week is up, so you guys can go back and take a look at that. In regards to other assets, the Slingshot can pretty much work with any asset, but there is just a different formula that we actually have to use. So my team is actually coming up with the trading formula that needs to be in place of the actual EA. And then what we do is actually run the back test across multiple years. Okay, so you guys got to understand the Slingshot with the GBP USD here, we've ran it back the last 10 years. And as an automation, this one actually performed a lot better than something, let's say GBP JPY. Okay. Now, to be honest, when I used to manually trade, I traded GBP JPY a lot, but the manual way of actually going about it is a little bit different from the automated way. Okay, so in regards to something that can be applied automatically with the least amount of maintenance, this is going to be the first asset of choice. All right, now as I stated, we are going to increase the profit flow by having additional service for you guys, or by actually increasing the trade limit. But I definitely know if you guys have like our elite private account where you want your own private servers and everything of that sort, you can have like a specific trade limit that's really just geared to your own specific account. In addition, guys, I'm going to be allowing my betas to work with my market checkpoint as well once that's actually available. Okay, so you guys got to keep in mind that that is a little bit different. That is actually geared for profit instead of total market coverage. Okay, so there is a total different perspective. You know, the slingshot is just about market coverage and taking as much as your capital can actually handle. The market checkpoint is actually geared to profits. Its only concern is its actual profits, which means that it would take pretty much daily trades and be out, you know, a lot sooner than our average time with the slingshot. Very much so. Okay, so that'll probably be ready after about a week, and we're gonna pretty much run the back test more than likely over the weekend. Then we're gonna start with that probably sometime next week with my betas, and I may keep an update with that as well, just on a back end. But right now we're going to seriously focus on the slingshot until pretty much everyone have that money management sequence formula mastered, which is coming along a lot better now than the previous 3 months, that I can say. All right, so that's pretty much it. And we were planning on to open up the EA to the public, but we're still pretty much unsure right now. It may be only those that are like actually up on a waiting list, so I highly recommend you guys get on a waiting list if you haven't done so already. Okay, and the release is actually scheduled for May 1st. What we actually been doing is really just looking into the money management sector of it, because you know, not all of the betas was actually getting it. Okay, so that was like our biggest factor. We'd probably have, you know, let's say 60 to 70% that was getting it, but the other, you know, 30% really didn't have it mastered. But now over the past couple months, we've really digged a little bit deeper. We've upgraded the SEP sequence so that you guys can understand it more, with including the new factors. So now it's just really about the cleaning phase times. Okay, and as I stated, we can actually adjust those times based on increasing a anchor's trade limit, or pretty much opening up a set of servers that is actually within a new set range of pips. Okay, which it seems like, you know, after about 300 pips we actually have to set up a new server anyhow. So, but I know the first one was like 600 pips or something, and then we actually included the server after a certain amount of time, and that gave us, if I'm correct, like an extra 3 or 4 weeks, okay, that we were actually able to profit from the B servers while the A servers actually freed up. And I can tell you most of them have actually freed up, if I'm correct, 95%, 98%. Just a matter of the trades with the gap, if I'm correct, that are still open. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, you guys can connect with me on social media. You guys can actually send in a message to our support staff, to support at printmyuniversity.com. You guys can reach out to one of our betas if you've seen them post up on my wall or something like that of their results. I mean, all that stuff is perfectly fine. Okay, so I wish you guys much success, and of course, happy trading. Hey traders, William here, and I got 3 important questions for you. Number 1, do you have a profitable trading coach or mentor? Number 2, are you getting 50 to 500 pips per day? And number 3, are you satisfied with your trading results? If you can answer 2 out of 3 of the questions with an yes, then congratulations, my friend. But if not, then we're about to change the game for you. And it doesn't matter if you guys are trading binary options, forex, or futures, because we can do it all and we have it all. Top of the line trading signals, monthly group shares, and complete market domination. Check out our free video course series and our daily trade analysis to see for yourselves.